Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. So to start this style, there are a few things that I use. I have a spray bottle with just water in it just in case my hair starts to dry. I also use curl enhancing smoothie from Shea Moisture. I love the coconut and hibiscus kind. It's by far my favorite. I also use coconut oil. This coconut oil and the Shea Moisture just come from my regular Target. Shea Moisture is sold in other places as well. I use two different combs, my wide tooth comb and my parting comb, and I also have my detangling brush. And then I use clips because it helps me when I'm parting my hair. I'm doing this style on freshly shampooed and conditioned hair, but I don't always shampoo my hair. I typically co-wash, so you can co-wash your hair and do this style, whatever works for you. I part the front into sections first because I want my front super defined, so I make these parts smaller than the rest of my hair. You may not want to do this, but this is basically what works for me and what always has worked for me. That is how much Shea Moisture I put on my hair. I try to put as much as I need to without making my hair heavy, because the more product you use, the less movement your fro will have, and I like for my fro to have a little movement. The coconut oil is put on my ends to seal them up, to prevent split ends and to prevent damage, so it really helps. After putting the product in, I detangle my hair again so it's easy to flat twist. So for those of you who don't know how to flat twist, I'm going to show you guys how. So you're going to take a piece of your hair in the very front, and you're going to split that in two. It doesn't have to be straight and it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to be twisting, so you won't really see any of this. So when you start twisting, you're going to grab those two pieces, get as close to your scalp as possible, and take that top piece and twist it behind the second piece. With each twist that you do, putting the hair behind one another, you're picking up hair. So with each twisting motion, I'm picking up hair as I go down. Just like a French braid, only easier. And even if you don't know how to French braid, you can definitely learn how to do this. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And I find that this is a little bit more defining than individual twists for me. Then I comb out my ends and I put a little bit more coconut oil on my ends just to make sure they're sealed and hydrated, because you want to protect those ends. I'm going to show you guys one more time just in case you didn't catch it. And then if you don't catch it these two times, feel free to rewind it and give it another try. So I do the same thing with this section of my hair as I did with the first one. Add the Shea Moisture and work it through my hair. Add however much Shea Moisture you need. You don't necessarily have to follow how much I use. And then the coconut oil for your ends. I also use the coconut oil for my edges, just because I like to keep them hydrated. You have to love on those edges, seriously. So I'm going to show you guys one more time. You're going to take a piece from the front and you're going to split that in half. It does not have to be straight, trust me. Get as close to your scalp as you can once you start twisting, and then you're going to take that top piece, twist it behind the bottom piece, and pick up hair as you go down. And you'll continue to do that until you get to the very end of your part. I hope you guys can see with this close up. And I'm going to twist down to my ends. Once I get to my end, I'm going to comb it out again. Sometimes I need to detangle, so detangle as much as you need to. So be sure you are gentle with your hair. You don't want to tangle it up or be rough, because that can cause more breakage, and you want to preserve your length, of course. I add more coconut oil, and when I get to the ends of my hair, I twist around my hair to coil up my ends. I started doing this when my hair was shorter because it used to come down. But once I twist the hair around my hands, my ends curl up so my hair doesn't come down. So if your hair is shorter, that can be something that you do as well. Here I'm showing you guys how I finished off my hair. I flat twisted the rest to the back. It does not have to be straight, but this is what works for me. This style of twisting is what works for me. So if you want something different, go for it. Overnight I used a black bonnet, and I also used more coconut oil in a spray bottle. To take down my hair, I put coconut oil on my hands, and then I started taking it down. Make sure you take your hair down slow so you can preserve your curls and you won't have as much frizz. But me personally, I like frizz. That's why I have the spray bottle. You don't have to spray your hair. That's just something that I like to do because I like big hair. And I believe I had a total of 12 braids, 12 twists in my hair. So once I'm done taking my hair down, I get that same orange comb, and I take that comb and I hide any of the parts that are shown throughout my hair. So if you have parts in your hair, then you would just take that, go to the root of your hair and lift up. And I'm going to show you guys that here. But if none of your parts are shown, then you really don't have to do that part. To do this part, it's just mainly if your parts are visible. I shake it out. You don't necessarily have to do this, but this is what works for me. Shake it out, fluff it out, and here I'm going to show you guys the little heat damage that I've been growing out at the ends of my hair because I put a little too much heat on it when it was straight at one point. Everyone feels great once their hair is done. I'm so glad you guys joined me today, and I hope that you will join me next time for any of my future styles. If you end up doing this style, post it on Instagram, tag me in it. I would love to see it. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
Yeah.